Hello, hello, good evening. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Hello, Ark. How are you? How's it going? How has your Saturday been? Game? Playing game? Let's see, we got Undusted. I forget how I found this game. See? Okay. Good luck in game. I feel like I found this game, like I opened Steam and it was like recommended, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll try this one. Put it in the wish list. But I think we're like cleaning items. When I think of my family home, the first things that come to mind are the glittering lake and the gently sloping hills. After walking through the bustling streets, over the hills, and along the lakeside, my house and its bright red roof soon came into view. I would chat with Mom and Dad as we passed through the front gate together, and the big lemon tree in the yard would always greet us. For someone like me who lacked courage, maybe all I needed was an excuse, no matter how small. The letter from my aunt was enough. And supposedly this is a sad game, but we'll see. Dear Adora, long time no see. How have you been? Are you doing all the things you've always wanted to do? It's been a while since I've heard from you. Come to think of it, the last time we saw each other was at Lily's funeral. I'm sorry to trouble you after all this time, but I can't find the necklace your mother gave me. I'm fairly certain that I left it at your house after one of my visits. I really thought I had lost it for good, you know? I know it's a bit of a hassle, but could you send it to me? It should be in the attic. That's where Lily and I spent most of our time together when I was over. Thank you. Love, your aunt. Been a long time since I last came back. I should tidy up the place. I suppose now's the right time. For the time being, it's the least I can do. The key. Here it is. It's rusted all over. I'll have to clean it before I can use it. She's adorable. 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 Do I gotta clean this? I'll wipe it up a little bit. You can still use this. Okay, mouse wheel zoom in. Hold right click and drag to rotate. Okay. Mouse button wheel. Click the mouse wheel once, okay. Okay, so we're just cleaning up stuff. Hints unlocked. Oh, okay, that's if you have trouble seeing it. I guess the little specks are hard to see. Reaching 99% will enable the wrap-up button. Finish cleaning by either 100% or just wrap up. Okay. Home. Cough, cough. When was the last time this place was cleaned? There's so much dust that I can barely breathe. I need to go to the attic and find that necklace. Huh? Why is it locked? Now that I think of it, I've hardly ever been into the attic. Mom was always the one in charge of it. Oh well, I need to clean the rest of the house anyway. The attic key should eventually turn up. Where should I even start? House key hasn't been used in a long time. After being neglected so long, the house was so heavily laden with dust that I needed a mask to breathe normally. I opened the window and started clearing out some of the dust. When it was cleaning day, I used to be in charge of the floors. Mom took care of the furniture and Dad handled the windows and any tall places that were out of reach. If I closed my eyes, I could almost hear it all again. The sounds of Mom wiping down the furniture, Dad's humming. While cleaning the living room, I found a dust-covered photo frame on a shelf. Housed inside was our first family photo. Chapter 1. Once upon a time. When we went to take our first family photo, Dad had made a peculiar suggestion. While it wasn't unusual for him to say or do something quirky, none of us saw it coming. Why don't we all wear animal costumes? It will be Adora's first ever family photo, so let's make it a special and unforgettable experience. He pleaded like a giddy child, arms firmly wrapped around a large costume. Mom let out a deep sigh. Here we go again. It was massive. He really loved his jokes and pranks, a complete 180 from Mom. We never ended up wearing the costumes like he had wanted to. Is this how cleaning works? Yeah, you just kind of wipe a sponge around. Yeah, don't you clean, Ark? Don't you clean all the time? All your forgotten mementos like photographs with a sponge? Is there anything on the back here? So... Wait, so did the mom pass away? Is that what we infer? The only photographs I have are baby photos. I don't even know where they are. I feel the same. I think my young me photos are like somewhere, like in the basement. Honey, don't you think there's a reason why people take more traditional photos? Because they couldn't come up with anything creative? Are you serious? Can't we just take a normal picture? But Adora, look at this. What a cute cat. Oh, so you're the only one. Oh, so you're only trying to talk to Adora? You're only trying to talk Adora into your plan now. Our very first family photo together. A seemingly ordinary picture with an amusing story behind it. Yeah, I guess someone who wasn't there wouldn't know. Like oh, we wanted to wear costumes. They wouldn't know that, right? And so ensued a battle between an unstoppable father and an immovable mother. As always, Mom won, leaving Dad with his shoulders hunched in defeat. While Mom was talking to the photographer, I snuck over to Dad and whispered, "Let's wear costumes next time." He only responded with a slight nod. When I looked at the photo afterward, I saw he had given me bunny ears. Mom noticed shortly afterward and gave Dad a light rap on the head, but the sheer dad-like triumph on his face sent us all into a fit of laughter. Okay, he still snuck in some whimsy into that photo. young, Mom often told me it was dangerous to go into the kitchen or the attic alone. But the more someone told me not to do something, the more I wanted to do it. One day when Mom and Dad were out, I excitedly went into the kitchen to examine the cupboard that was barely within reach. My heart was pounding as I opened the cupboard. There were many beautiful porcelain teacups, and I took out the one I thought was prettiest. Suddenly, the front door opened with a creak. Someone was back. Crash. It was the sound of porcelain breaking on the floor. The teacup had slipped out of my hands. The sharp sound of shattering porcelain froze me in place. I heard Mom urgently calling my name. Once she came into the kitchen and saw what happened, her face froze. I used to climb on top of countertops as a kid. Did you get in trouble? Her face was still pale and stern. I'd never seen her look like that before. Yeah, was Mom more angry about the teacup being broken, or the fact that we were like in the kitchen and we weren't supposed to be there alone and it's dangerous? No, because it was the only way for me to get the cereal on top of the fridge. I don't think I ever climbed the countertops. But I guess I didn't need to. How long have these been in here to be so dusty? Looks like it was cracked. Well, we know it broke because it fell, but it's been like glued back together. What's this symbol? It must have some kind of meaning. Maybe it was the manufacturer. Burb? It did look like a burb, kind of. Like wings. I feel like this looks like burb fish. It looks almost like the tip of like a pen, the type you would dip in ink. But I don't know, it's hard to tell. Seems like this house hasn't been like... no one's gone in it for a long time. Like, does that mean the parents have passed? And no one takes care of the house anymore? I'll hear stories of like, you know, people, adults, their parents pass away and they're left with the house and they have to get rid of all the stuff in it. The sheer amount of like the stuff that's there. Okay. Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break it. Oh, look how cute she is. Look at her little mouth. Ah, Adora, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. And I even broke one of the teacups. Like, Mom's not worried about the teacup, right? She's worried about her. It's okay, Dora. Everything's okay as long as you aren't hurt. A porcelain teacup that is barely intact. One of Mom's most treasured possessions. Even though it's broken, Mom treasured it. After giving me a big hug, she started to carefully gather the shards of porcelain in silence. I still couldn't forget how she looked at the broken teacup. The next day, I secretly retrieved the shards from the trash and clumsily glued everything back together. Then I returned the fragile teacup to its place in the cupboard, hoping that Mom would feel better after seeing it. When Mom discovered the teacup later, she murmured, This is a much more fitting appearance. I didn't understand why, but her smile looked bitter. Sorry, can't live in the high life like you and replace broken things. And glue it back together. Much more fitting appearance. She looked bitter. Did she not like the teacups? What glows in the dark? I feel like when you have like mugs and stuff and they break, it's sad. Mom loved writing with fountain pens, no matter how long the document or letter. Whenever I asked if it was tiring to write so much by hand, she would always say, It's difficult, but it's worth it. Mom had a routine before writing. First, she would sit at her desk with perfect posture. Then she'd neatly lay out a fresh sheet of paper. Finally, she'd select one ink bottle from her collection and gracefully dip the nib of her exquisite fountain pen. I loved watching this process, so I used to quietly sit beside her whenever she took up her pen. Watching her fill empty sheets of paper with her handwriting imparted a special feeling I couldn't experience anywhere else. I don't trust myself with glassware. Give me that microplastics. I'm trying to think, like... She had so many inkwells, sometimes I'd spend half a day just looking at them all. I don't think she used this one very often. Like, yeah, the mugs being broken is sad. Because if you have like a mug and you fill it with liquid, it's cracked, there's like there's a chance it could break. So like once we had a cracked mug, like we couldn't use it anymore. But I feel like a lot of times I just kept mugs or cups. I just kept them, but just didn't like fill them with liquid. I had a rice bowl at my parents' house. I think my dad like dropped it because he was washing the dishes and it split cleanly in half. Order, I know. Nowadays, I don't really buy stuff anymore. Yeah, I have two mugs dedicated to me here at this apartment. So I can like switch off. It's only 2 mugs, which I think is good. I don't need any more. You could have 3 mugs? I could. If I have a chance to, like, I might, if I go to my parents' house sometime and like I have space, like luggage-wise, like I guess I could bring home like some of my other mugs. Bring back some of my other mugs, but like it's not a priority. Don't take the broken ones? No, I wouldn't. I have this like cat one. It has like all these cats on it that my sister gave me. I have one from one of my old jobs. Only in the darkest of nights can you discover the star hidden within. Lewis. That's a quote from Mom's favorite writer. Why is it written on here? Because it's a limited edition ink. Dad and I were still university students, so it took him a lot of hard work to buy it. But it looks new. Is it because you don't want to waste it? Adora, let me show you something. If you write with this ink and then turn off the lights, can you see the words glowing? The darker the room, the brighter the ink shines. Oh wow! To Adora, Lily and Ash's beloved daughter. You need to eat a variety of foods to grow big and strong. But I hate carrots. If you become brave enough to finish your carrots, I'll give you a fountain pen as a present. Okay, wait, so did the mom die? I forget whose name was in the beginning. At the funeral. Special ink that glows in the dark. Quote from a famous writer is displayed on the label. I adored fountain pens, so it was an irresistible offer. Mom looked into my awestruck eyes and said, "Do you know why I love fountain pens? Because you can learn about someone through their handwriting. Even if I wrote something without much thought behind it, I can learn more about myself after reading those words." She gently closed the inkwell. For some reason, after that day, I never saw her use a fountain pen again. What? Why? Why didn't she use it? Lily's funeral? So the mom died? Dad absolutely loved music. Whenever he could, he'd be humming or playing various instruments. He told me that he used to be in a children's choir and that he had joined a band during his university days. Whenever he returned home from work, he'd sing a little song he composed titled "Dad Loves Coming Home." Mom would always warn him about disturbing the neighbors, but she could never mask her smile. Thanks to Dad, music enriched every dimension of our lives. The first line always made me laugh. What was it again? You can't hold me back. I'm free. No one can ever stop me. Was that it? The Dad Loves Coming Home song. Oh, is this an ocarina? Of time? I don't know if it's of time. The ocarina time looks a little different. This one's a turtle. Maybe this one's the Ocarina of Crime. Okay, we got most of the big chunks off. Now for the finer details. The crevices. Does it play that one tune that summons the turtle in Majora's Mask? The turtle in Majora's Mask? The turtle. The turtle island that you write. Oh, okay. To the... I think it's to the water area. It's been so long since I've done anything Majora's Mask related. I never finished the game. I've only like watched a let's play of it long ago. I bought an ocarina like years ago. It's somewhere in my parents' house. I watched Game Grumps play through. Okay. Yeah, I tried playing the 3DS version, but then like I just never finished it. Adora, I'm done. After my hit single, Dad Loves Coming Home, my newest release is Dad Loves the Weekend. Dad, you sure you're not a kid too? Haha, you got me. Since my secret's out, how about a song? Where'd I put my ocarina? The turtle looks like the curvy, the eyes and the mouth. Absolute shook horror. Dad, if you love music so much, why'd you become an accountant? Music and accounting are completely different. That's a good question, Adora. You see, I love music, but it doesn't mean that I can't live without it. I think he meant to say, I love music, but I love money and stability more. On the other hand, I get itchy if I don't work with numbers for even a single day. To achieve happiness, it's not about doing what you want. It's about doing what you can't live without. When you find something like that, you'll understand exactly how I feel. I love music. I got paid a bill somehow. Yeah. Kirby turtle. Does that mean that is a turtle like perpetually shook? Cause like, isn't this where you put your mouth to play this music? You kiss the turtle. Dad then started to joyfully play his ocarina. His face was that of a man who had everything he needed to be happy. I guess so. I suddenly grew curious and asked, "Then what can't you live without?" He replied, "Lily and Adora, that's why I'm the happiest man in the world. He can't live without his wife and child." He then declared that his next song would be named Dad is Super Duper Happy. Despite my laughter, I couldn't wait to hear the next release in his Dad series. I often found myself humming his songs, and his words stayed with me. Would I also find something I couldn't live without? The dad seems nice. He seems like a very fun dad. Discreet apology. Oh, is this a piggy bank? No, I guess no. It's like a cat. It doesn't have a pig snout. It looks like a cat. One day, a kitty bank maybe. One day on our way home, we came across a cute kitten crying by its lonesome. I couldn't bear to leave it there by itself, so I begged my parents to let me bring it back with us. Without hesitation, Dad started brainstorming ways to lure the kitten. Do we get some food as bait? How about foxtail grass? Maybe a cardboard box? Dad and I excitedly exchanged ideas, but after a few minutes, we realized that Mom hadn't said a single word. Mom didn't want the cat. Maybe, is this a plush? Dad really had the heart of a child. Instead of stopping me, he joined right in. Okay, this is a... Is this one of those, like, steam cleaners for plushies? Oh, it's like squeaks. Steam vacuum cleaners. Your punishment shall be vacuum sealed. Yeah, I feel like this cat wasn't just covered in dust, it was covered in, like, dirt. Probably has fleas, maybe. Like a real cat. Don't worry, we'll vacuum them all up. The achievement says no means no. Maybe she got this plush instead of the cat. I don't think we're ready to own a cat. We don't know how to properly care for one. We don't have any cat food or supplies. How can we care for it if we can't fulfill its needs?
But
Lily, aren't you being a bit too serious? Of course, having a pet is a huge responsibility. But Adora can learn how to be responsible by taking care of it, and we can buy whatever supplies we need. What if its mother is still around? We might be taking a child from its parent. He could have been abandoned. That isn't something we know for sure. No means no, Adora. A striped cat plushie. It's soft and makes cute sounds when you squeeze it. Okay, if you actually do get a kid like a pet, who's gonna take care of it? It's gonna be the parents, of course. The kids aren't actually gonna take care of it. I was so upset that after we returned home, I slammed my door shut and refused to leave my room. That evening, Dad came over and gave me a stuffed animal. It was soft, fluffy, and looked like the kitten from before. Mom bought this for you, but she didn't know how to give it to you. The softness of the plushie mollified the sadness in my heart. Mollified? I don't think I've ever heard this word. Mollify. A few days later, I saw the same kitten at the same spot. This time though, it was with another cat, with a matching coat. Its mother. Mom was right. If I had taken the kitten home, I couldn't help but feel ashamed. Like feel ashamed that she doubted the mother cat? Because she was like, oh, what if it was abandoned? Or was this a snow globe? Maybe not a snow globe, it has like flowers on it. My hometown was always too warm for snow. If any snow did happen to fall, it would melt as soon as it touched the ground. Things like snowball fights and snowmen only existed in TV shows and fiction. Petal globe. Some of my childhood wishes included leaving footprints in fresh white snow, making snow angels, building a huge snowman. When we finally had time for a family trip, I begged to go somewhere with an abundance of snow. Oh, we got like a cloth here. And that's how we ended up having a snowy vacation. Thanks to that, I got to check off a lot of things on my bucket list. Too pretty to clean off a flower. Oh. I guess the flowers are... they're coming off. Is there a way not to clean them? Oh, maybe I'm too rough. You could close the game, it's okay. Maybe they're meant to be cleaned off. Schrodinger's flowers. Okay, what? The flowers are coming off. Oh wait, the flowers weren't originally part of this. Did the stream stutter? The game stuttered? I don't know. I like wiped it, then I got an achievement that said like use the cloth. These flowers were not original to the snow globe. They grew from all this time here. Yeah, it like lagged. I was like, that's weird. Why would a snow globe have flowers on it? It didn't. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. You know, we're halfway through January. Does it feel like it? I feel like it's going by. We are... Yeah, it's the 17th right now. That's like half of January. Like, I feel like I didn't really realize how the time was passing. I'm like, surely it's still like the 10th, right? And like, oh, it's the 17th. Alright. That's all cleaned up. Dad, the snow crunches when you step on it. And when you lie down, it's so soft and fluffy. Really? Then I want to lie down too. Huh, you're right, Adora. It's really soft. I saw on TV that if you wave your arms and legs like this, you can make a huge snow angel. And how about we make some big snow angels to watch over our family? Okay. Marshmallows are ready. You two better eat first or you won't have enough energy to play. Snow globe we purchased on a family trip. It evokes many happy memories. We made giant snow angels, built snowmen, and had an all-out snowball fight with no regard for how snow-crusted our clothes became. After it grew dark, we gathered around the fireplace and drank sweet cocoa. As the comforting warmth of the fire lulled me to sleep, I could hear Dad humming and Mom turning the pages of our book. On our way home, we bought a snow globe to commemorate all the wonderful memories from our vacation. However, since some time ago, I had deliberately hid the snow globe out of sight. Those warm memories became a source of agony, as they reminded me of the days I could never return to. Chapter 1 complete. Chapter 2, What I Dreamed of. Pocket watch? I had hoped to find the attic key in the living room, but it didn't turn up. I decided to search my room next. It looked exactly as it did the day I left home. Only the thick layer of dust on everything indicated any passage of time. My focus was on my desk. My focus was drawn to my desk, where Dad's pocket watch lay. There used to be a time when its cogs still turned and its soft ticking could still be heard. When Mom gave Dad this pocket watch, Dad was delighted with the engraved design. A lily, just like Mom's name. Wherever Dad went, so too did the pocket watch. Shortly after I started high school, the pocket watch fell silent for good. It fell silent for good. The pocket watch went with Dad everywhere. Did Dad die? Is that when he died? Did he die? Dad, how are you doing? Are you still cracking jokes over there? I don't think I'm doing that well. Did Dad die? It's cracked. Etched in heart. Okay, pocket watch. Adora, how many times have I told you not to call the office directly? You're usually back by now and I couldn't get in touch with you. Oh, I'm sorry. I got caught up in work and completely lost track of time. I'll make sure to check my phone more often from now on. But please, text instead of call. Alright. Oh yeah, Mom, I was cleaning my room earlier. I found the cassette player Dad gave me. I'm sorry, Adora, but I still have a lot of work to do. Don't wait for me, and make sure you don't go to bed too late. Mom, wait, A broken pocket watch, its time remains eternally frozen, just like my family's. Did Dad die and now Mom is drowning herself in work? I desperately needed Mom, but she threw herself into work as if she wanted to forget Dad, and maybe all of us. Days passed, and we barely spoke to or even saw each other. I kept telling myself that I had to try and understand her, that she was raising me all by herself now. But my grief and sorrow grew nearly unbearable as they rendered my nights sleepless. Things would have been much easier if I had just blamed her. Yet whenever I saw Mom so exhausted and fatigued, sadness came before anger. I hated her for leaving me alone. But at the same time, it pained me to see her eroding away. As much as I longed for her comfort, I wanted to comfort her too. What I found in the darkness. What is this? Oh, the cassette player? When I couldn't stand the silence in the house, I would listen to Dad's tapes. Listening to the songs made it feel like he was right there beside me. One day, I heard a composer tell his story on a radio show. When I was a kid, my father used to hum songs he had wrote himself, so I became interested in music. I had hardly saw him after my parents divorced, but whenever I sang his songs, I felt like I was back in those happy childhood days. That's how I started composing. For me, it's a way of bringing comfort not only to me, but to others in similar circumstances. I could see myself in his story, and his song resonated with me. Naturally, I admired him. Hiku has clearly never owned a cassette player. I have! Or an amp. Does this look like a cassette player to you? Finally, I understood what Dad had meant. I wanted to tell him that I found something I couldn't live without doing. I found a part-time job and started saving money for composing tools. Yeah, I thought it was like one of those, like, I could tell it was for music because of the buttons and this, but I was like, what is this? When Mom asked about it, I thought she was finally taking some interest in my life. I'm guessing that's not what happened. I think it still works. Should I turn it on now? It kinda works. You think the batteries have leaked in here? Why is the sponge top a layer? Why is the sponge atop a layer dirt block? Oh, like from Minecraft. It's it's like the soft side and the scrubby side. But it does look like Minecraft. Shouldn't it be yellow then? It is yellow, isn't it? It's yellow on this side. It just looks... It's nighttime right now. It doesn't look yellow. Looks tan. I think because of the lighting. Mom, you're late again. You must be exhausted. Yes, a little. How was your day? Adora, what are all those things? Oh, these? MIDI. Is that how you say it? I feel like I don't say this out loud. MIDI controller, microphone, they're tools for composing. By composing, do you mean composing music? Uh-huh. I started making songs little by little, and I got a part-time job to buy these tools myself. Wait, Adora, a part-time job? You started working just for a hobby? Adora, you need to be studying hard for your future right now. Don't you waste your time on things like that, and quit your part-time job too. Red MIDI controller, the first piece of music equipment I ever bought with my own money. Mom didn't know she got a part-time job. I guess they don't talk to each other. I wanted to tell her that it wasn't just a hobby, that I was serious. But before I could say anything, Mom said she was tired and headed towards her room. My words were met with the sound of her door closing shut. I was left all alone in an all too familiar silence. I was angry at Mom for not listening to my words, but I kept trying to understand her. I thought she might change her mind if I showed her how serious I was. Much like how music had comforted me, I wanted Mom to feel comforted too, and if possible, with a song of my own creation. Melody of comfort. What if Mom is into heavy metal? After that day, I spent every spare moment composing. Not only was it my first song, but it was a song for Mom. I feel like, will Mom react well to it? I feel like Mom won't care. When I felt that I poured enough of my heart into it, I recorded my song onto a cassette tape. I fervently hoped that it would bring her some comfort. Even if I couldn't fully convince her, if I could at least help her feel a little better. When Mom came back home exhausted as usual, I nervously handed her the tape. Yeah, is Mom gonna like it, or is she gonna be like, I told you to quit your shenanigans? I thought if Mom listened to it, she would understand how serious I was. I feel like that's the way she said it means Mom didn't appreciate it or understand that she wanted to be serious about music. Wow, cassette player. Do kids even know what these are? Alright, where's the eject button? Okay, we gotta clean the inside too. Do you know what it is? I do! I grew up with this stuff. My sisters had like cassette tapes, floppy disks. Okay, Grandma. Back in my day, we used CD players, cassette tape players. Yeah, you didn't. I guess you didn't stream music back in the day. You had to play a CD or cassette. I think my mom's car still has like a cassette player in it. Then you'd use this to loop it onto your pants. Back in my day, we had Fantasia on VHS. I actually did have Fantasia. Both versions. On VHS. I remember watching him as a kid. I don't think I understood what was happening. I still don't understand what was happening. I haven't watched in so long. Like I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start. The only thing I remember was like, now there's like 2 Fantasias, right? So I don't remember which one's which. But there was like Mickey, and he was like an apprentice to like a wizard, and he made all the brooms come to life to do his cleaning. So I remember that. I remember there was like a Noah's Ark kind of thing with like Donald Duck and the animals. There's also like a segment with like the dinosaurs, and they were like, the dinosaurs were walking through desert, and then they died because it was desert and not land, like water. My only point of reference is whatever Kingdom Hearts showed me. I bet it was a fun movie if you were high. I think the music was really good. I think that's like, the music was a big part of it. Oh, I think there was like dancing flowers and mushrooms. What else was there? I need to like push these down. Okay. You composed this yourself? Yeah, the melody came to me first, so I started with that. I'm still working on the lyrics. Is it on Disney Plus? I don't know. I don't have Disney Plus. Oh, and there's another one I'm preparing for a competition. The theme is... Hold up, Adora. Didn't I tell you last time? You need to focus on your studies. Mom, I know it might seem like only a hobby right now, but please, can you at least try listening? Adora, do you even hear what you're saying? How can you waste your time on this instead of studying for your future? I'm tired, so let's talk another time. Another time? When's that gonna be? When you quit your job? As if that'll happen. Adora, I'm saying this for your sake. I'm serious about becoming a composer. I want to make it so you don't have to worry about money anymore. And people said I'm pretty talented, so... Adora, I said no. Don't even think about it. Right now, you may feel like you're special. Talented? There is no word more meaningless. Don't get carried away because of a mere compliment. Praise proves absolutely nothing. Dad's cassette player. Despite how old it is, it can still play tape. Hey, Numzilla, how's it going? How are you? Happy Saturday. How's your Saturday been? Why was she so angry? Was she more tired than usual? Even now, I still don't know why Mom reacted so explosively. I never expected her to yell at me like that. Her fury left me speechless. While I was stunned, she tore the tape from my hands and threw it into the trash. Without so much as a backwards glance, she said, "Stop wasting your time on worthless things like this." Not bad. Practicing animating. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, what are you working on? What object or creature or thing are you animating? Never heard this game? What do you think about it so far? It's good. It's fun. I think it came out like October last year. 2025. Yeah, I like it. Seems like there's a deep story. Like family trauma maybe a little bit. But yeah, you clean up stuff, objects, and glance at the past basically through them. What she threw away wasn't only a cassette tape. Therein was the piece of my heart that held my drive to comfort Mom, despite the loneliness after Dad's passing. Even if hating her was the easier path, I didn't give up trying to understand her. It's fun, she says, in the middle of key traumatic experience. Yeah. The cleaning part's fun. But at that moment, when my heart was equated to trash, I felt something disappear from inside me. After Mom's rage quelled and silence fell once again, I finally gave up trying to understand her. The right to hurt. Yeah, I think Mom is processing the grief of Dad's passing and she closed herself off. The music box was the last present I ever received from Dad. Whenever I felt lonely, I would wind it up and talk to him as if he were right beside me. Dad, if you were still here, you would have supported me, right? Mom doesn't understand what it's like to have a dream. To have something you can't live without. All she wants to do is fit into the mold. That's probably the only kind of life she knows. I cried for a long time, pouring out my anguish. Listening to the music box play, it felt like Dad was sitting right next to me. What is this? Is this a dust blower? After that day, I stopped waiting for Mom. I didn't even want her to talk to me anymore. I had nothing to say to her. Use the air blow gun. It's effective, but it's kind of slow, isn't it? Oh. It needs to charge back up, okay. Yeah, so we're cleaning stuff at the parents' house after Mom has passed away, it seems like. We turn the music box. The achievement says Dad's final song. Listen to the music box play. Let's see, how was Saturday? Went to Costco. It was very busy. I'm watching you on my phone, and I thought that was someone's head you were shaving. It does sound like that. I guess it does sound and kind of look like that if you're not really like looking at it. It was brown, so I thought it was somebody's afro. Does this open? Oh, it does open. Oh, there's so much to clean in here. Wait. If we wind the music box and then use the air blower, it'll turn and then we can just blow out all the dust this way. Oh, it says our name on here, Dora. Okay. Adora, can we talk for a minute? I'm busy right now. I'm sorry for how I acted. I must have been tired, so I got emotional. But it was for your sake, Adora. I don't want you to suffer. Right now, things may seem fun, exciting, so you might think that the road ahead will be easy. Someday you'll understand. For now, it would be better if you focused on your studies and kept composing as a hobby. Now I get why you're saying these things. You've never had anything you've truly wanted to do, have you? All you've ever done is live by other people's standards. That's why you don't understand how serious I am, and what it's like to have something you can't live without. If Dad were here, he would have understood me. At least he wouldn't have thrown away my tape like that. He wasn't anything like you. I deliberately chose the words that would hurt her the most. I thought I had the right to, since she was the one who hurt me first. Mom said nothing during my verbal onslaught. Her silence only fueled my rage, so my words became harsher, crueler, and more vicious. Mom quietly took my wrath. After the room fell silent, she left without a single word. Left alone, I picked up the music box and said to myself, "It's okay." That was nothing compared to what she did to me. was a peaceful weekend afternoon. I had started to doze off after putting stickers all over Dad's camera. In my half-awake state, I could faintly make out Mom and Dad's voices as they quietly talked. I wanted to keep listening to their conversation, but before long, I fell asleep. Something from the past? Dad used to take pictures of me and Mom whenever he could. It looks like it might still work if I charge it. I'll try turning it on after cleaning it. You know, I feel like it'd be fun to have, like, a camera that's just a camera, like, not the phone camera. Like, have a camera while bring it around places. Like, I've heard some people be like, oh, like, I've gotten rid of my smartphone, or I don't use my smartphone anymore. Like, just use it for calls and text. And then just bring around a camera everywhere if you want to take pictures. Eric, thank you for the switch. Thank you for the posture check. No shrimping. No shrimping allowed in chat. And thank you for the hydrate. Any snacks or drinks today? Just got water. Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart. Is it strawberry? Will you venture out and try a new flavor someday? My brain went on autopilot. Maybe for Starry I'll give cookies and cream a try. Fletch told me his favorite Pop-Tart was red velvet cake or red velvet, but he said they don't make that one anymore. There has to be another component to the camera that I can open. Okay, there it is. The zoom. Okay, here's the camera. So this was a memory from younger. Adora, did you finish your homework? Shh, she fell asleep after playing with the camera again. She really does love it. She's interested in so many things like music and writing. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh? I only hope that she doesn't become like me. You still have regrets about back then? You know, I thought you were so beautifully radiant. Aren't all the memories from younger, like younger as in like before high school? The other memory was like high school. This is like back to like elementary school. It's all in the past now. I was naive and foolish, foolishly chasing what was only a dream. Now I'm awake and live in reality. I guess she was like wanted to be a writer because she liked writing, right? Let's not talk about this anymore, alright? Alright. And now, discontinued digital camera. It's decorated with stickers I'd stuck on as a child. The camera contained a recording that I'd never seen before. Had I pressed the record button while I was asleep, the slanted video captured a long conversation between mom and dad. Okay, so she recorded and then like fell asleep. I found it difficult to understand. The mom I knew had always seemed so ordinary. Suddenly I realized that perhaps the words I had so aggressively thrown at her that day meant more than I had thought. The moment kept playing over and over in my mind. How silently she stood before my anger. How silently she had left the room, followed only by the sound of the door closing. Chapter 3. What she dreamed of. Where did dream now reside? Oh, a fountain pen. I wonder if this is a trophy. Only mom's room was left. Holding the old doorknob, I felt as I were about to meet mom herself after all this time. Her room was filled with boxes, all neatly labeled and sorted by purpose. Somehow, it seemed like she knew she wouldn't be coming back. One box in particular caught my attention. Things I couldn't throw away. This box contained many trophies I'd never seen before. Are there any things y'all can't throw away? Memories you hold on to? Where did she get all these from? I really don't know anything about mom. Huh? Interesting. This looks exactly like the symbol I saw in the teacup. Oh yeah, this. So it was like a pen nib. Oh, it says Lily on it, so this was, of course, her trophy. I feel like there's a lot of things I've held on to. Like, I know, I have stuff in like a box. I call it like a memory box. Like if, oh, I hung out with someone, here's like the pamphlet from the thing we went to. Or like, oh, I got a card from somebody, like a birthday card or something, I'll put it in there. But like, at what point can you let it go and throw it away? After 5 seconds. Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, I remember I was watching this YouTube video about like someone decluttering and like cleaning out her closet. And she was saying like, you know, people say, oh, you know, I got this sweater from grandma, but you know, I don't really wear it. Like, but it was a gift and I don't know what to do. So I just keep it, but it just sits in my closet. And then the YouTuber, she was basically like, you know, like, yes, it was a gift from your grandma, but it's not your grandma. It's not her. Like, it's okay to, you know, get rid of it, donate it. I was like, oh, that's a good perspective to have. Yeah, when I have some clothes that like I don't wear too much, but like I'll be like, okay, like, you know, someone else can use it. Someone else will be happy to use it if we donate it to the local shelter. It's also about the sentiment and emotions it carries with it. Yeah, that's true. But if something is like just taking up space and it's like it's taking up your mental energy, like you're worrying about like, oh, like, you know, it's there, it's clutter, but like I just can't get rid of it, then I think it's okay to let go of that. Like, I think the etiquette for gifts is once you give it to someone, like, you don't ask about it. You just say, you just don't ask about the gift you gave someone. I think that's etiquette. Dad, what's that? A trophy? Yep, I got this for winning first place in a math competition. Cool, huh? Wow, does Mom know? Well, there's no way you wouldn't show her something this cool. Of course she knows. I bragged about it all the time. But then she'd look at me with that sullen look and bring the box. The box? Adora, how about a snack? We have cheesecake. Dad, don't change the subject. Trophy I'd never seen before. Writing competition first place, Lily Mayer. It has the same symbol as the teacup. Oh, that's why Mom was like distraught about the teacup. Like she said it was more fitting appearance. It like shattered and that was like her dream. And it was like broken. So she said that was more fitting. So this was the box that Dad had mentioned. I took out a few trophies and read their plates. School writing competition winner. Youth Short Story Competition Excellence Award. Novelist Contest First Place, all for Lily Mayer. These accolades demonstrated how much she had achieved, and they were proof of the dream Mom once had. She was talented enough to win all these awards. Why didn't she pursue writing as a career? And why did she stop me from chasing my dreams so badly? One after another, thoughts endlessly flowed through my mind. Mom probably needed money to raise a kid. Our last moment. Things were never the same after my mom threw away my cassette tape. Is that why no pets? Maybe they couldn't afford the cat. I couldn't pretend that nothing had happened. This animosity persisted after high school. As I left home to study music at a distant university, I told myself I wouldn't call her until I had succeeded. Back then, I believed that once I graduated university, success would easily find its way to me. However, just as Mom had warned, the world was much colder than I had thought. Awards and words of praise became more and more meaningless. The further I drifted from success, the more I avoided calling Mom. I could already hear what she'd say. That's why I told you to stop. I told you it would be a waste of time. I wasn't ready to hear those words to my face. Even after I had to change my phone number, I couldn't bring myself to call her. After some time, I received an unexpected call from my aunt. Mom had passed away. I thought I'd be able to call her anytime I wanted, but I didn't have the courage to. That would mean I'd have to admit that she was right all along. So she really never said goodbye. kind of just left. Didn't call, never checked in. It didn't say what mom had died of, but like maybe it was something like maybe mom was sick. If she had known, like she could have visited. Anything else I can press on this? I guess I can just type. Like she once did, press the typewriter keys 5 times. Is this the... So this is our last moment. Is this still her last time with mom? Are you leaving? If I don't go now, I'll be late for my flight. You have a lot of luggage. I'll drive you to the airport. It's fine. I know you're busy. I'll be going now. Adora. A typewriter that looks like a prop from a black and white film. It seems that mom typed her stories on it. Come to think of it, that was the last conversation we ever had. I had left without looking back, determined to return only when I had succeeded. I wanted to prove Mom wrong. But that door I shut so firmly never opened again. I opened the small drawer at the bottom of the typewriter. Inside there were sheets of paper and the attic key. Most of the papers were stories that Mom had written. The rest seemed to be contract. Among the papers were a few letters that began with the salutation, "Dear Miss Lily Mayer." I picked up a letter that was filled with writing. Okay, here's the letter. Dear Miss Lily Mayer, it's been some time since I last penned a letter to you. I recall in your previous letters that you've been a fan of mine for some time now. I wanted to let you know that I read the story you sent this time as well. Please understand I say this for your sake. I've read your works for a long time now, but they lack any aspect of exceptionality. Certainly, you could make a livelihood out of your writing, but I doubt that standard alone would be satisfactory for you. I understand your desire to be a writer. However, discretion is sometimes the better part of valor. I believe that your time would be better spent in another field of work. I truly apologize for conveying these words much too late. Sincerely, Lewis. This was the name on the ink bottle, right? Her favorite, like, author or writer. I truly apologize for conveying these words much too late. That's so sad. Lewis was the name of my mom's favorite writer. The writer she admired. The one who might have even inspired her to pursue writing. I couldn't begin to imagine how it would feel if someone I respected told me to give up. I imagined Mom opening the letter, hoping to find praise or encouragement. But the further she read, the greater the despair on her face. If a composer I admired had said the same to me, I wouldn't have been able to take it either. So she was told to give up. If Bill Nye ever told me to give up, I'd just throw a rat at him. I would hope Bill Nye would never tell anybody to give up if they're pursuing science. It only goes up to 7. Bill Nye was the only scientist I could think of right now. Hiku has clearly never used a rotary dial. I think I've done it like once, but like... We definitely did not have this type of phone at my house. Have you used one? Never. Yeah, do kids these days even know that this was like a real type of phone? Do kids even read analog clocks? I don't know. I hear it's pretty bad, like, children nowadays. Well, I feel like I heard... I don't know if it's true, but I've heard people be like, oh yeah, like, some schools don't teach kids how to read analog clocks anymore. I feel like that can't be true. I've also heard things like a lot of, like, kids, like, just starting school, like... Were not potty trained, like at home. Like parents didn't potty train them. And some kids, I guess, didn't know, like, don't know their name. Takes like 5 minutes to explain it, yeah. Pretty quick to explain and then practice. And then it becomes second nature, right? Like, oh, you don't even have to think about it. Yeah, I'll see like teachers like post on like YouTube reels. I mean, not YouTube reels, Insta reels or YouTube shorts. And be like, oh, being a teacher is so hard nowadays. Like kids just don't know how to read. They don't respect anybody. YouTube reels, yeah. The best of both worlds, I guess. My sister-in-law is a teacher. I don't know what grade she teaches, but it's young kids. Hope the kids are nice to her. Call recorded on February 19th. I think I'll be admitted to the hospital soon. Could you help me tidy up the house? There was so much dirt and grime in each finger hole, it was good enough. Please. I don't have anyone else I can ask to do this. Oh, this is the aunt. Lily, don't say that. I still have the spare key, so I'll go by when I have time. Thank you. Before you come, I'll put away things like the trophies. It's strange, isn't it? Back then, I was so desperate to forget everything. But when I was cleaning the house and saw my typewriter and all those trophies, I remember the days when I wrote so happily. Why do we only realize how precious something is after we lose it? Writing and Adora. Lily, have you called Adora? I tried calling her 2 days ago, but she didn't answer. Maybe she changed her number. I left a voicemail, but I'm not sure if she heard it. If I were brave enough to call her sooner, would we still be in touch right now? Back then, I thought the best thing to do was give her time. A landline phone. By calling a specific date, you can hear recordings from that day. Is that true? Is that true? Can you do that? Calling a specific date, you can hear recordings from that day. It said February 19th? There's no 9 on this phone. The call was between mom and my aunt. What if I call year 1? From her voice and coughing, I could hear how difficult it was for mom to talk. After I left home, my pride and drive to prove myself held me back from contacting mom. All this time, I never thought about how mom must have felt. I didn't think that she would regret what she had done, nor did I know she had called me. If I had just called her when I changed my number. Chapter 4. Nevertheless. So this is the key to the attic. As I looked at the old attic key that I had found in mom's typewriter, it reminded me of the excuse that brought me back home, finding my aunt's necklace. Maybe she knew everything and sent me here on purpose. I held the rusted key in my hand. It felt cold and hard, but somehow also warm. As I cleaned the key, mom and auntie's conversation continued. I felt like I was looking at myself. When Adora said that someone had called her talented, she was just like my young, naive self. It was too painful to see her talking with those bright eyes full of hope. At that moment, I wasn't looking at Adora, but rather the child I used to be. Oh, I guess the sun's rising, has risen, because it's no longer looks like nighttime. Okay, time to see the attic. What will I find in the attic? The recording ended with a violent cough from Mom. I was left stunned, my heart painfully heavy. After some time, I collected myself and headed to the attic with key in tow. The attic had always been Mom's private space. When I snuck in as a child, it looked more like a storage room than somewhere fun. So I often wondered why Mom liked using it. As if to answer that question from my childhood, I found an old desk and chair in one corner of the room. On the desk laid a necklace and a dusty journal with an all too familiar name. Wait, is this the cassette? That's the necklace, the aunt's necklace. If I never came back to this house and cleaned it, if I had left those mementos undisturbed beneath dust, I would never learned about Mom's true feelings. I think so. The cassette. I had a feeling that this diary had been waiting here all this time. Just for me. I carefully brushed away the thick dust and opened it. That day, when Adora handed me her tape with such excitement on her face, I could see the hope in her eyes. That innocent face. Certain she could realize her dream. I knew that face well. I was afraid that she would curse her wasted years and regret everything. I need to stop this now. For her sake, I chose to be harsh. I believed that her hating me was the lesser of two evils. When I started to tidy up Adora's belongings, I was able to see the remnants of her dreams in my hand. Through them, I could feel her sorrows and joys. That was when I looked back on my past. My younger self, who I had thought naive and foolish, was shining as brightly as those traces of Adora. I wanted to tell her my true feelings, but I can't reach her anymore. All I can do is wait. I hope you return one day so I can tell you this. Adora, it was thanks to you that I was able to face myself again. Even though I was ashamed of my past, I was happy to see a part of myself in you. I had hurt you so gravely, yet you brought me comfort. I should have said this to you sooner. No matter what path you choose to walk, no matter how you live your life, I will always love and support you. Mom's diary ended there. After closing it, I noticed a letter laying on a corner of the desk. There was also something I thought I'd never see again. The cassette tape that I recorded my first song on. I put the tape into the cassette player and opened the envelope. The letter inside contained lyrics which seemed to accompany my song. I slowly recited Mom's lyrics. My novice melody and her poetic verses complemented each other well. As if they had always been together from the start. So we combined Adora's dream of music, Dad's passion for music, and Mom's writing. What would you do to see those lost birds once again? Looking above, your eyes danced with the dawning sky. Gleaming with hope, they were clear as crystal. Was it me who dusted everything? Bright in my dream, you're singing to the moon and stars, even lighting up my room behind you. She never said goodbye. Kiku, you're supposed to be singing. It's okay, I'm not a singer. What did we think of Undusted? Letters from the past. Okay, here's the lyrics. You literally do karaoke. Yeah, sad game. Yeah, sad. If they had just called each other, they could have reconnected. Thanks for ruining my weekend. What? No. You have to have a good cry once in a while, right? You gotta appreciate your parents. Undusted. Mom spirit. I guess that's it, right? I assume that's it. Yeah. Oh, the pendant. There's more. This is the aunt's necklace. Yippee. Okay, we can open this, right? Etched in heart. something else said etched in heart too, right? Did it? Yeah. Something else did. Something like the dad gave? Oh, was it the music box? Do I just have to wipe this a lot? Is this mom and dad? When they were younger? Or is this his dad and us? Where's the remaining dust? Oh, it's up here. Mom and dad? I don't know. I was thinking about mom and dad. Etched in heart. Okay. The pendant mom always wore. It's the first time I've looked inside. Okay, so it's not the aunt's necklace. Okay, that's it for real, for real. That's the last thing. Okay. Yeah, it was a good game. There's like... I don't know. There's a lot of grief to process for our character. A lot to process. Short and sweet, yeah. Short and sweet. Doesn't need to be longer. Fun to clean. But also see like, oh. All this memories and stuff, all this stuff connected with all these items. And then what? What happens to all these things now, right? She's pretty young, right? Like probably college student or after college. Bittersweet, yeah, bittersweet game. Yard sale, yeah, like, you know, when people pass, like, what do you do with all this stuff? Because to them it probably held some sentimental value, but maybe to you there's no connection, right? What do you do? But thank you everybody for watching. That was Undusted. Letters from the past. Doesn't to dust, I'm gonna dust the shelves, doesn't that mean you're taking off the dust? If you undust something, does that mean you undo the dusting you just did? Something to think about. Yeah, good game. Hope everyone has had a good start to the weekend. Hope everyone enjoyed Saturday. Now I'm depressed and confused. You can enjoy the rest of Saturday. Use it to think about dusting or go do something else. Play some games. Cheer up. Thank you, right, for watching. Have a good night, good rest of your day. We'll catch y'all another time. Thanks for stream. Thanks for watching. Until then, bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Whale, whale, whale.